Hello, my name is Amanda Chapman, and I'm a student tutor for the Learning Center here at Elmhurst University. Here are some strategies on how to tackle big projects and how to improve your study habits. Starting big projects and papers can be overwhelming at first. Here are a few ways to tackle big assignments. Start by breaking up the project or paper into smaller chunks. If you're writing a paper, try to loosely plan out what each paragraph will focus on. For other projects or assignments, try to group similar information together or make a list of the key points that need to be highlighted. If you're still stuck, start by working on the most interesting part of the project. There might not be anything interesting about the project you're working on, but you gotta start somewhere. Once you do this, set small, realistic goals to get the project done. Don't try to do everything all at once because you may get burnt out or frustrated. Also, don't be nervous to reach out to your classmates or a professor for advice. Other students might be having the same problem as you, and you can bounce ideas off each other. Your professor is also a great resource to use because you can directly ask them what their expectations are and ask them for advice on where to start if you're stuck. Also, the tutors at Elmhurst University are a great resource to go to because they've already taken the class and proven they're successful students. Another trick is to write down any ideas that come to mind. When writing a paper, you can feel like you rewrite everything you put down at first. But even if you feel this way, you should still just go with it and write down as much as possible, even if you change it all later. Jot down any and all ideas because chances are that when you come back to it in a day or so, you'll be able to improve your original ideas and use them in the final paper. Now to be more specific, here are some strategies on how to improve your study skills. One study strategy is to read the material out loud. This way, you're hearing the information and speaking it, so it's almost like your brain is doing double duty because it's getting the information in two different ways. Similarly, explaining the material to somebody else can be really helpful because you're explaining the information in a way that makes sense to you, and this also further reinforces what it is you're learning. Another really helpful strategy is to redo old homework problems. It's common to be told to redo problems you got wrong, but redoing the problems you got right is just as beneficial. Sometimes studying the stuff we already know is more helpful than trying to learn something new. This is a great way to study for tests because it reinforces what you already know. Another approach is to draw the problem out. This is especially helpful for math classes like statistics or science classes like chemistry and biology. It's easy to get lost in the new vocabulary, and drawing the problem out and labeling what's what can clear up a lot of confusion. Creating your own study guide is also a good way to study for tests. Make a list of key topics and ask yourself what kind of questions might appear on the test. You can also run this list by your professor who can tell you if you're going in the right direction or not. Similarly, make your own glossary. Write out the definitions of vocab words that are difficult or confusing. You can also make acronyms for things you have to memorize. A popular acronym in math is PEMDAS, which lists out the order of operations. You can also make your own acronyms for vocabulary that you have to memorize. Finally, you can Google whatever topic you're studying. There's a lot of free resources online, and it can be really helpful to look at outside resources because they might explain the material in a different way than your professor that makes more sense to you.